You're selling jobs year-round, halfway sold out before the season even starts, and you have absolutely no idea if you're actually making money. I see this all the time with contractors. You're busy, you're booked, your phone is ringing, but when you sit down and actually look at the numbers, there's nothing left. Being busy is not the same as being profitable, and if you don't fix this, you're going to work yourself into the ground for nothing. So let me tell you what's really happening and how to fix it. I had a client come to me last year, fully booked, 6 months out, revenue was up 40% from the year before. He was exhausted, couldn't take a day off, and when we finally sat down and looked at his books, his profit had actually shrunk. He was making less money than the year before, even though he was doing way more work. Another client, same thing, booked solid, working weekends, couldn't even tell me what his profit margin was on his last 3 jobs. He just knew he was busy. That was his metric, busy. Here's why this happens. You're taking every single job that comes your way because you need to keep your crews working. You don't have any systems in place for financial oversight, and the biggest problem is that you're doing everything yourself. You're selling the jobs, you're managing the crews, you're doing the bookkeeping at 10 p.m. after everyone goes to bed. You are the bottleneck in your own business. So let me give you 5 fixes that will actually solve this problem. Fix number 1, stop taking every job. I know that probably hits a nerve, especially if you've built your business on hassle, especially if you remember what it felt like when the phone wasn't ringing and you would have taken anything just to keep payroll covered. But there comes a point where saying yes to everything becomes the very thing holding you back. Revenue growth is not the same as smart growth. When you say yes to every project that comes in, you're not just accepting work, you're accepting the margin that comes with it. You're accepting the timeline pressure, the client's expectations, and you're accepting the risk. Not every job is built the same. Some jobs are clean scope, good communication, strong margins. Other jobs look good on paper, but are tight from the start. The client negotiates hard, the scope shifts, the timeline is unrealistic. You already felt it in your gut before you even signed them. When you keep saying yes to those, here's what really happens. Your crew gets stretched thin, your best people spend time managing difficult clients instead of delivering great work, your schedule gets crowded with projects that set you back instead, and your numbers get heavier but not healthier. I had a client doing about 2 million in revenue. On paper, that sounds great, but when we looked at the bottom line, he was netting around 80,000. For the amount of stress, responsibility, and risk he was carrying, that number didn't make sense. We dug into the job mix. There were projects in there that were barely profitable, a few that actually lost money once labor overruns were accounted for, several impressive from a revenue standpoint, but tied up the crew for weeks with almost no margin. We made a decision that felt uncomfortable at first. We cut back. We raised pricing, we tightened client selection. His margins were telling us to go after the commercial projects, so that's what he started doing. Revenue dropped to around 1.5 million and his net profit jumped to 250,000. Less top line, more take home. Same crew, same skill set, just better choices. That's the part most contractors don't see. You don't need more volume most of the time. You need better volume. When you say no to low margin work, you create space for higher margin work. When you say no to problem clients, you protect your team's morale. When you stop filling your calendar just to fill it, you regain control of your schedule. Profitability beats business every single time. Being booked out means nothing if you are so exhausted and underpaid at the end of the year. So the goal is not to be the busiest contractor in your market. The goal is to run a company where the numbers make sense. Fix number 2, delegate the admin and data entry. If you are the best salesperson in your company, you should not be the bookkeeper and the admin. Your time is high value time. Every hour you spend entering receipts into QuickBooks is an hour you are not spending selling or managing or growing your business. Admin work is blocking your revenue growth. Here's what a real system looks like. Your crew uploads receipts in real time using their phone. Your project managers own their job closing data for their projects. Your bookkeeper processes everything and keeps it clean. You review the reports. That's it. That's your job. Review the reports and make decisions. If your bookkeeper is chasing you for receipts 3 weeks after the fact, your system is broken. You gotta fix it. Fix number 3, implement weekly financial check-ins. Monthly reviews are a little too late because by the time you see a problem in a monthly report, you've already bled cash for 4 weeks. You need to be looking at your numbers every single week. I'm talking 15 minutes, that's it. That's shorter than any Netflix episode. Here's what you review. Cash position, how much money do you actually have right now? Upcoming payables, what bills are due in the next 2 weeks? Job cost overruns, are any projects going over budget? And AR aging, who owes you money and how long has it been sitting there? This 15-minute check-in will prevent disasters, I promise you. You'll catch problems before they become emergencies. You'll see patterns. You'll make better decisions. Weekly check-ins changed everything for my clients. Fix number 4, build a 90-day cash forecast. Cash flow problems are predictable. You know when your busy season is, you know when your slow season is, you know roughly when clients pay you, you know when payroll hits. So why are you acting surprised every time you run out of cash? A 90-day cash forecast will show you exactly what's coming in and what's going out. Expected receivables, planned payables, seasonality planning. This prevents panic borrowing. It prevents scrambling to make payroll. It prevents that sick feeling in your stomach when you look at your bank account. I had a client with a pool business. Slow season destroyed him every year. We built a 90-day forecast. We could see exactly how much cash we needed to survive the winter. He planned for it. He saved for it. And for the first time in 10 years, he didn't have to stress about making it to spring. Fix number 5, focus on one profit lever at a time. Trying to fix everything fixes nothing. You can't overhaul your entire business in 1 month. It doesn't work. You'll burn out and nothing will actually improve. Here's what I do with my clients every single month. We review actuals versus forecast versus targets. We look at what's working and what's not. Then we pick one area that's in red, just one. We create action steps to fix it and we measure improvement the next month. Maybe this month we're focused on reducing material waste. Next month we're tidying up labor hours. The month after that we're improving our collections process. Incremental gains compound over the course of a year. Small improvements every single month add up to massive change by the end of the year. Now let me tell you something. Software is not going to fix your financial blind spots. It doesn't matter how fancy your project management tool is. Automation is not the same thing as oversight. You still need to look at the numbers. You still need to make decisions. Growth requires role clarity. You need to know what you're responsible for and what other people are responsible for. And I'm going to say this because I see it all the time. Family involvement is not a financial strategy either. Just because your spouse is helping with the books here and there in between taking care of kids and the household doesn't mean you have a system. You need real processes. You need real accountability. And when your sales increase, your financial oversight has to increase too. You can't grow revenue and keep doing your bookkeeping the same way you did when you were a one-man show. It doesn't scale. You will break. Let me tell you about a real transformation. I had a client who came to me completely reactive, chasing every job, no idea what his margins were, working 7 days a week. We built an automatic allocation system for his cash. We set up weekly reviews. We created a 90-day forecast. Now he reviews his KPIs once a month. He knows exactly where his money is going. Profit is no longer an accident. It's intentional. And the best part, he actually has time to run his business instead of being buried in it. He took a 2-week vacation last year, first time in 2 years. That's what systems do. So if your business is running you instead of you running it, you gotta fix it. I've put a link below to book a call with me. We'll look at your numbers, we'll figure out where the leaks are, and we'll build a plan to fix it. Let's see how me and my team can support you. And if you want more videos like this on construction business systems, then hit subscribe. I post every week. Stop being busy and broke. Start being profitable and free. See you in the next one.